Hey guys, so today we are continuing my repurposing makeup series, and this video is going to be all about how to repurpose your eyeliners and mascaras. So the whole idea of this series is to get you to think outside the box a little bit and find new and creative ways to use products in your collection that maybe you don't like using them for their intended purpose, or maybe you just don't find yourself getting enough use out of these products, or maybe you are a project painter and you're trying to use up certain products. These are some different ways that you can put those products to use, get your money's worth, and use them up before they expire. So I am coming at you barefaced today because I want to do a look together on camera, and this is going to be a very outside of my comfort zone makeup look. I'm really excited to share some unique ways of using eyeliners and mascaras. So I have my cup of eyeliners here, cheers. So let's just see how many different ways I can incorporate these eyeliners and mascaras into my makeup look today. I'm gonna start out with the eye look, and I am gonna be using tape today. So I'm just taking a strip of tape. I stuck it to the back of my hand a couple times so that it won't be too sticky. I'm just placing that on my eye, kind of following the shape that I want my eyeshadow to go. So one tip I wanted to share is for pencil liners. Any kind of pencil liner, especially one that is particularly long wearing, can make a great eyeshadow base. So today I'm going to use my NYX Epic Wear Liner Stick in Rose Gold as my eyeshadow base, because I do want just a little bit of a light shimmer across my lid. I'm mainly focusing this on the inner half of my eyelid. I'm even taking this up above the crease a little bit, and then I'm just blending that out with this Real Techniques shading brush. And of course I'm using a very light eyeliner today, but you can do this with any color. You could do it with a black pencil liner as well. Even potted cream eyeliners can work well for this. Probably wouldn't recommend this for a liquid liner. I think most formulas of liquid liners probably wouldn't work super well for this, but you can of course try. I always say whenever you're doing just kind of experimental makeup like this, let's say you're getting ready to go to bed, maybe you didn't have any makeup on that day and you're getting ready to wash your face, that's when you can sit down and play around with some of these techniques because you're about to wash your face anyway. So if something doesn't work out the way you had planned, it won't matter because you're just gonna wash your face, but it's a good time to just play and experiment with different techniques like this. So my next tip is for mascaras, and this is why we have the tape, because we are going to be trying out the mascara as eyeshadow trend. You might have seen this making the rounds on TikTok or Instagram recently. I know I saw an Instagram reel from Katie Jane Hughes, and I've seen quite a few others on TikTok. I'm not sure who came up with this idea, but basically this is really meant to be kind of a messy editorial type eyeshadow look. So you are supposed to, and this is my first time ever trying this, literally just experimenting myself here and taking you guys along for the ride, but you take your mascara. I'm gonna start with it out here. And you're just supposed to kind of dot it on. Just scattering it outward. I'm also kind of angling the brush in different ways. I might come back to this side, but let me go ahead and start doing the same thing to the other side. I'm starting out in the outer corner and just sort of slowly bringing it inward. And of course, different mascara formulas and brushes are gonna create a different look, so this could be a fun thing to play around with if maybe you have a mascara that looks kind of underwhelming on your lashes, or you just don't really like using it as a mascara. It could be like a fun Halloween look. By the way, I don't even think I said the name. This is the Milani Highly Rated Anti-Gravity Mascara. It's a good brush for this because you can kind of turn it this way, and it has bristles all like around the top, or you can hold it on its side too. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Okay, so I'm gonna leave it at that for now. I know it looks kind of silly, but I think it's gonna all come together and be a really cool look. So now I'm going to remove the tape. I do think the tape was necessary because I wanted to have a somewhat clean line here on the outside. I also saw from Katie Jane Hughes on her Instagram reels, which I can link the reel below if you want to see it. She's an incredibly talented makeup artist. I love her makeup look so much, but she did this more as like a messy winged liner rather than like all over the lid. But I've also seen people do it all over the lid, all the way up to the brow bone, really fun trend. Okay, so I went ahead and did my base and my cheek products, blush, bronzer, highlight, all of that. The next tip I wanted to share is if you have any eyeliners in your collection that are close to your brow color, you can always use eyeliners to fill in your brows. So I'm going to use today the CoverGirl Perfect Point Plus eyeliner in the shade Gray Khaki. Now this is really like a cool gray taupe. I wouldn't recommend going directly into your brows unless you have very thick brows to begin with, but for me, I think that would end up looking a little too harsh. So what I'm gonna do is dip into the liner with an angled liner brush like this, or any kind of brow brush that you have. I'm just gonna pick some up. We'll see how this looks. I've never tried this eyeliner in my brows before, but I was swatching it next to some of my brow products and it actually looked like a pretty good taupe color for my brows. Now, if you have darker brows, then like a dark brown eyeliner could be good. I actually think this is looking really good. I was hoping that it wouldn't pull like green in my brows, and so far it's not. Also, don't worry, I'm not done with the eye look yet. We will be coming back to that. Okay, I'm actually really impressed by how well that shade matches my brows. I hadn't even thought to try this in my brows until I was planning out this video, but that actually works perfectly in my brows. That's like a spot-on shade match for me. Okay, so coming back to this eye look, I want to just add a few more dots higher up on this side because when I have my eyes open, I want you to still be able to see some of the black. I really like the shape on this side. I'm kind of trying to emulate that over here now. Kind of like sponge painting, you know, in a weird way. I remember that was really trendy in the 90s, like sponge painting your walls. So what I want to do to just add a little pizzazz to this eye look is top it with kind of like a glittery duochrome shadow. I think I'm going to use this single shadow from CRUELTY. This is the shade Playboy. I'll show you what it looks like on its own. Like a crushed glitter topper, has a really pretty wet look to it. So I'm just going to tap this on my lid and overlap it a little bit with the mascara. Okay, that is so fun actually. Like, what a cool concept. You could do this with colored mascaras too, if you have any colorful mascaras that maybe you don't wear them super often on your lashes. This would be a great way to get some more use out of those colorful mascaras that you have. But I'm also loving the black mascara all over the eyelids. It's so fun. Another alternative way to use a mascara is to use it as a more traditional eyeliner. I'm just gonna pick up some of that on the brush like this. And you can apply this just like you would a cream or gel liner. Super easy. I also wanted to say, if you prefer applying eyeliners with an angled brush like this, and you have a bunch of pencils lying around that you just don't find yourself using, you can apply pencil liners with a liner brush as well. Just dip it straight in there the same way I did when I did my brows with the liner. And I have found whenever I have been panning pencil liners, that does help me see more progress and use them up a little more quickly. Another way that you can use eyeliners is as a freckle pen. I'll do a few freckles today. I don't want to have too many freckles because I'm kind of liking this more glam look, but to do this, I'm just taking a brown liquid liner. This is the Flower Foreverwear Winged Liner, and I'm going to start by putting some on my ring finger here. And I'm just gonna lightly pat those on. I've shown this technique also with brow pens or even with bronzers. And I'm a firm believer that you do not need to buy a dedicated freckle pen unless you do faux freckles every single day and it's like part of your signature look, then maybe it would be worth it. But I am convinced that you can get a great faux freckle look with a lot of the products that you already have on hand. But I do think the best way to get them looking natural, if you're using like an eyeliner or a brow pen, is to just draw them in like a triangle on the pad of your finger first, and then lightly tap that onto your face. rather than going straight onto your face. And you can use varying amounts of pressure too so that they don't all look the same. I love faux freckles. I think it is such a cute look. Another thing you could do if you don't have like a felt tip liquid liner like that, you could also take a little, if you have a liner brush like this is the best kind. I think this would also work with like that CoverGirl liner in gray khaki that I used in my brows. You can just dip the liner brush straight in there and just gently stamp the faux freckles onto your face like that. I can do a few just to show you. Try not to go overboard here, but... And just a light tap gives the best effect, I think. You don't want to press too hard because then I feel like that can make the freckle a little bit too big. And then you can kind of tap over that to sort of soften it a bit. I am going to go ahead and use my mascara for its intended purpose for my lashes. Let's not forget that. My final tip is to try using an eyeliner as a lip liner. Yes, this is a black pencil liner and I'm about to put it on my lips. I've seen some really cool looks where you do a black and red kind of ombre lip. So I'm just gonna give it a try. I'm just gonna apply this now. Do this at your own risk. Technically, most eyeliners are not lip safe. They're only meant to be used on the eyes. I'm only going to be putting it on like the outside of my lips, so none of it's going to be getting in my mouth. I'm really not too worried about it, but you know, just, you know, try it if you're comfortable with it. All right, here I go. I chose a very creamy eyeliner pencil so that it doesn't like look dry or crusty on my lips or anything. Literally just starting out outlining my lips. If you wanted to do all black lips also, you could fill in your lips entirely with this. I'm just taking like a eyeliner smudge brush and sort of blending that inward if I can. If it hasn't already set into place. I think it has already set into place. Just gonna add a little bit more on the inside. Being careful not to blend it outside the lines. I've got my red lipstick. This is the Base Blue Matte Attraction lipstick in the shade 01. Really just a classic red. Thinking maybe it would have been better to do the lipstick first and then go in with the black liner. Just kind of trying to blend the red and the black together. I feel like that would look really cool if you were going as a vampire for Halloween. I sharpened up my Cupid's bow a little bit with the black just to get it nice and crisp. Something fun to play around with. Also, if you have any other eyeliner colors, maybe you're more of a traditional lip color, but I think the black and red is really fun. You guys, I kind of love this look. I'm not gonna lie, I was really nervous to film this because I was like, most of these techniques, or many of these techniques, I'm trying for the first time today. So I feel like now is a great time of year to play around with like a vampy black and red lip or super editorial eye look. Halloween, I think, is a great excuse to try out some new makeup techniques. So I hope this video inspired you to try something new with your makeup or try a product in an unexpected way. And if you have any other unconventional ways of using mascaras or eyeliners, let us know in the comments below. I'll leave my playlist of all the previous videos in this series that I've done, but I've done powder, highlighter, blush, bronzer, and a few more. So definitely check out the playlist if you want more off-the-wall makeup tips. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, check out the Patreon and the YouTube memberships if you want to go above and beyond in supporting this channel. Otherwise, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I will talk to you again very soon. Bye.